puss. Sorry, I can't cuss on YouTube. I'll have to cut that out. But you don't get that whoop the whoop the whoop. And I was like, I don't get that. And like, I don't know what made me say this, but I was just feeling it that day, I guess. I was like, I was in your mama like this, you know what I mean? Disrespectful, but like they had said something to me first. But I felt bad for saying that, but we had to take the dog back because the dog was yapping and like just getting in everybody's way. So I was like, we're gonna take the dog back, and they was like, well, are you gonna come back? Are you gonna come back? And I'm like, yeah, I'll come back because what I got to be afraid of? I kind of assumed since there's 3 of them, okay, then maybe they'll try to jump me. I don't know. I didn't really think that far into it. But the kids were hyping me up. These little kids, man. These little kids were hyping me up, telling me, "You got this, you got this. You gonna beat them up." I'm like, okay, yeah. Just don't say nothing. We took the dog back. Everything was cool. We walked back down there. We didn't even make it back to the park, and all 3 of them came and surrounded me in the dark. Mind you, there's no lights. I couldn't barely see nothing. They came and surrounded me and 2 little kids. 2 little fucking 5, 6, 7-year-old, 8-year-olds, probably not no 5-year-olds, but like 7, 8-year-olds, okay? They surround me and 2 little kids. What you think I'm gonna do? Okay, for one, I was already thinking in my head, what I had said was disrespectful. I shouldn't have brought it to his mama. I would have beat somebody's ass too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't mess with that. Like, they don't say nothing about nobody's mama. So I said, man, I apologize. I reached my hand out to shake his hand. He said, what you trying to shake my hand after that? Ooh. I was like, okay, I was just trying to apologize, and possibly save these little kids because I don't care, but I don't want no little kids to get hurt on my watch. But then they walk away. Everything's cool. I'm like, okay, yeah, we just gonna go play on the playground. Cool. And then they walking away talking about some, oh, you puss, he a puss, the actual word, but you know what I mean. And I'm like, all right, nah, y'all playing me for the fool. I ain't boo-boo the fool. I ain't gonna get played for a fool. So I'm like, you want to run the 1? Let's run the 1. You know what I mean? Grown man stuff, grown man business, right? You would think that they were acting all gangster and hard, that they would want to be, run a 1-on-1. And as I came over there to the sandbox, I said, hey, I'm visually impaired. Just don't hit me in my face too hard. Don't if you're gonna hit me in the face, just be careful. Hit me in the body. You can hit. We'll do body shots or whatever. And this kid's, I'm walking up to the thing. And it's a square, right? It's a square, so, square. There's one kid on one corner, and then another kid on the other corner, and then there's the kid across from me who I'm supposed to fight. And I'm not stepping into that, okay? I'm not stupid. I say, what happened to the 1-on-1? Where did the 1-on-1 go? What happened to that? And they said some name or some shit, something, some gang or something. I don't know, nothing. This ain't disrespect to the gang. This all disrespect to them 3 people. Okay, not to whoever they hang with. That's on them. I assume they were 3 brothers, so it ain't about nobody else but them. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what I'm saying. I don't even hate them. I don't even care. Okay, I understand why you would hit somebody for that. But they were like, no, we ain't gonna run a 1-on-1. And I'm like, huh? And they like, we don't do that. And then they're like, let's talk for a second. Let's talk. Let's talk. And they like, all 3 of them like stood together like they were huddled up like to play football or something. And he was like, come here. And I'm like, bro, I already know how this is about to go. All right. Let me explain this to y'all, because this is what most people didn't get. There's 3 people, all the same size as me. I might be a little bit taller, maybe a little bit buffer, but not by much, okay? There's 3 people, okay? One of them was wearing a tank top. The other 2 were wearing hoodies. All right, that they did not have on earlier, mind you. They did not have them on earlier, I don't think. And they had their hands tucked in their pockets like this. All right, if you ever been around anything, when people got their hands in their pockets, either for one, they did not know how to fight and they were stupid. And I could have probably easily mopped the floor with them. Or they had some type of weapon on them. Okay, now I don't know what, it could have been a knife, it could have been a gun, it could have been a fucking stick. Okay, I don't know this, so I'm not going to die in front of 2 children, because these kids are still watching you, mind you. They still watching, they sitting right there. I'm not about to die in front of some kids. So I say, okay, whatever, do what you got to do, man. I stood there. I said, all right, whatever. And tell me why, bro swings like this. Bro swung like that. What are you doing? Okay, I don't know if y'all seen, but you know, a couple years ago, I posted a story about, you know, I had a black eye and I was telling y'all I was back and stuff. That's what that is from. Or not, that's on my other account, but you get it, you know. I had a black eye, okay, and that's what that was from. This kid punched me in the face, and I moved him out of my way. I grabbed his shirt, moved him out of my way, walked past them, and got him away from the children. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to get away from the kids, and plus, when he hit me, it knocked my vision out. So I was blurry in my left and right eye because my eyes started watering. So I couldn't barely see nothing. So at this point, I'm either swinging back and again, possibly getting hurt because they still had their hands in their pockets. Still, okay? And you know what I mean? They still had their hands in their pockets. So I'm not about to try to go and act gangster just to die. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to act hard and swing just to die. Like, I don't know what they got in their pockets, man. You know, not that I'm afraid of death, but again, in front of 2 children. Those children didn't deserve that, man. I should have left them at home for this. Should have left them at the campground. That's my fault. That's on me, not on them. That's on me. But anyway, I'm like, okay, I gotta either fight or get out of here. And they screaming at me, go home, doo 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 doo. I don't know what they were screaming. All I heard was go home. And so I took off, and I'm wearing slides, mind you. Mind you, I'm wearing slides this entire time, not stressing nothing, okay? I'm wearing slides, and I take off, and the slides come right off as soon as I hit the concrete, okay? The slides come off, and I ran all the way back to the thing and got my dad, and we walked back down there. They were gone by the time we got back there, and so were my slides. They stole some $40, $30 Nike slides, man. They stole some Nike slides, bro. They were worn for years. I had them for like 3 years. Like, it's sad, man. That's sad. Y'all stole something that's been on somebody else's bare foot. It's kind of weird if you think about it. That's kind of weird. You know what I mean? That's kind of weird. Like, they stole another man's slides, bro. I understand if I had some J's on, some Nike slides? Some Nike slides. At that point, you should have just asked for them. Like, what? And then they was talking about some, oh, we run shit around. We run it around here. We run it around here. Bro, it's Indiana. They said they was from Chicago. And that's cool. That's cool. I don't got no problem with Chicago, but this is Indiana. I'm from Indiana. You think you run something? I hope they watching this video right now, cause you gonna know it's me. You gonna know it's me. You know what I mean? I ain't holding no grudges, but I don't forget nothing. So that's just what it is. I'm not saying more than that, but. Yeah, anyway, I ran to get, you know, back up because it was 3-on-1 again. I came right back. I didn't run and stay far. I didn't try to get away. I came back to protect the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because the kids just stood there. Okay, I ain't saying they wrong for that, because I would have too, because that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I did what I had to do, and yeah, I stand by that. You know what I mean? Like, I stand by what I did, because you wouldn't have did differently. And if you did, you might not be here today. So I live to fight another day. You know what I mean? Again, they gonna remember this face. You'd bet. You bet. But anyway, that's my story time for today. I hope y'all enjoyed. I hope maybe that inspired some of y'all to stop trying to act so hard. All right, nobody cares. All right, you can act hard. You can kill somebody. You can murder as many people as you want. It don't matter. Respect your dang mama. Respect your parents. It don't matter right or wrong. All right, it don't matter if you did it out of cold-blooded just because, or because they did hurt somebody you loved. It don't get you nowhere in life. And trying to be cool and trying to say cool things, trying to talk crap on people, it don't wind up nowhere good. No, I ain't saying let people just push you around. Talk back when it's needed. But you know, sometimes you just need to shut up. But yeah, that's my advice for y'all, and I hope y'all learn something from this, and I hope it spreads awareness about, you know, not everybody your friend, because they acted like my friends in the beginning, and then they switched up, started acting weird, started saying stuff, started talking stuff, and then got mad when I said something to them. They were obviously trying to pick a fight. They were looking for a fight. You know what I mean? And they knew they probably talked about it. They probably said we gonna jump him because he a little bit bigger than us. Because he this because whatever. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Okay. I'm not gonna sit on here and act like I know what they were thinking or why they might have just been mad. Maybe they were all brothers and I talked something about their mama. I would do the same. But best believe me, you won't ever catch me jumping nobody that's not a pedophile or that ever actually, if they hurt my mama, okay? And those people gonna get their own that someday too. But don't worry about that. I'm just saying, if they ain't do nothing but hurt nobody, ain't no point to hurt them. I said something and they hurt me, but honestly, I thought punches would hurt more. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, y'all have a blessed day. I'm gonna get out of here because I probably ran the time up. Deuces, y'all. Subscribe to your boy Roxo. Head over to my other channel, Roxo and Roxo's World. Let's get it, y'all. And check out my Instagram. Deuces.